Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
No, I don't want to be on YouTube. I'm sorry.
I'm actually not allowed on the internet. So my mom is kind of she's strict.
Did I call the right Seth Adams then? No. Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake, and I am joined by a couple special guests here to help me recap 2024 Nationals. So first we had a guy who helped out a little bit during the day, but more importantly, an icon in the martial arts arena, the legend, Mengkin. How are you doing today? Thanks for coming to GSP.
Wait, me? I was going to say, I'm really not a special guest here. I'm just,
the guy who correctly picked the light heavyweight men's champion this year.
That's right.
I did.
You got a couple right picks.
Yeah,
I did. I just didn't get Jared right.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
And yes, our other guest, Jared's teammate. I know you've done a couple things on your own too, but yes, we have Sensei Seth Adams of
literally
Raijin
whatever
Sumo.
you want. Whatever you want to know about Jared and Edo, dude, I'm so down. I'm their biggest fans. I've been following them since day one, and I run their Instagrams, the fan pages, and yeah, man, you just let me know, and I got you. I'm excited to be here.
That's perfect. All the remainder of all my questions are about your teammates, so
sick.
We should be good to go. But no, Seth, I know I personally have already come across people that found amateur sumo from watching your YouTube videos. So I am very happy to have you join us. For the few people, like I said before recording, the few people that watch this show but don't watch Seth's show, why don't you introduce yourself? How did you come to be a YouTuber, and how did you come to expand into sumo from that?
Yeah, so to be a YouTuber, I just kind of was bored for too long, probably, and and then just started making videos and was like, this is pretty cool, this is fun. And then I became really I guess kind of lazy to do anything else. Like I was in the middle of my MBA in marketing and was like, this kind of sucks. I want to do something else. So I finished that, and then when I went to look for other jobs, I was really once I got the idea of doing YouTube in my head, that's all I did for a long time, and eventually it just worked out. And so here we are now. I mean,
the secret.
It wasn't like somebody was like, dude, you should make YouTube videos. Nobody ever said that.
Yeah.
It was just like I watched it enough and was like, this seems like a really fun job. And it is, and it's super cool. And it's also how I started sumo. I was watching the US Open. What year would this have been now? 2 years ago, maybe?
Would have been at least 2 years ago, because you were at Nationals last year. And that was your first Nationals, right?
It was the one right before Nationals.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, 2023 then, I think. Spring 2023 or so? Does that make sense?
That sounds right. Possibly. I
Yeah,
remember it was warm.
Okay. You're in North Carolina. It's always warm.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, no, so I literally had no idea. I just knew I wanted to make a YouTube video about sumo, being a martial arts guy. Mm-hmm. And then, I was watching this Sumo Open, and it was like the perfect timing. All of a sudden, this majestic man with long hair walks on the dojo, wins the match, and just kind of like in slow motion at the camera. And I was like, cool. And then I got in the comment section, and I got quite a few people that were like, Seth, he's in your area. And I was like, how do you know what my area is, first off? And then second, they were like, yeah, he's right by you. And I was like, really? That's kind of sick. So I looked him up, and it was super easy to find. And we made that first YouTube video, and they let me win a bunch. And then it was, it was all, I was kind of stuck from there, to be honest. Like it's one of the only martial arts. There's been a couple that I've gone back to, and it's never because I'm like, I think this sucks, I'm not going to do it anymore. Sumo just kind of captured me. And then since then I've been trying to practice as much as I can, and now hopefully can win a world championship. We'll see.
That would be, yes, we certainly everybody's got a lot more hype for worlds the last couple of years here. We've really, I think US Sumo has turned a corner, but yeah. So your YouTube channel, you're primarily you like to try out all sorts of different martial arts, right?
Yeah. It didn't start out that way. It started out as me teaching karate for a while, and then making fun stuff along the way. And then just over time, YouTube just kind of like changes you as a person. And the algorithm kind of like forces you to do these things. And eventually it just turned into, I tried X martial art has been like my main thing that I've done over the last 2 years.
Sure.
And then, so I think at this point, I'm at like maybe 32 different martial arts that I've at least taken a class of. And it's kind of gotten away from me, and I've gotten to try some really cool stuff, some wacky stuff, honestly some stuff that I like was very surprised by and kicked my butt. But yeah, it's been really cool.
We gotta connect you with Kyle Ferreter. I think he's up to like in the mid 30s of different grappling sports he's tried or something.
Kyle
like that
is
too.
like a monster. I think every time I've wrestled Kyle, I've been.
Oh, good. Okay, so you have met him then. Good.
I've met him a few times, and actually, the last thing that we did together was called Backhold, which is Scottish wrestling, where you wear kilts.
He's the world champion in that right now.
He's the world champion. Yeah, right. Exactly. And after that, it made me feel much better because he absolutely smoked me to the point that we were in the tournament and I went against him twice, or maybe once. I went against him once and he beat me so bad that afterwards I was like, now we got to do that again. There's something that you did. Let's do it again. And we went again and the same thing happened. I was like, okay, well,
that can't be right. You can't just throw me around like that. That's something's up.
Oh, sorry. I just pressed the wrong button. There we go. I want to see both of you guys. I can only see one. Anyway.
Oh, no.
There's something weird that happened. Like I had a grip on you and then I didn't. And I was on the floor. And to be fair, like.
That sounds like my experience with sumo so far.
My rational human brain was like, yeah, he outweighs you and he's stronger than you and he's better at wrestling than you. But my animal brain was like, yeah, but that can't happen again.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He's big, but I'm going to throw him this time.
This time, I'm going to pick him up.
So that journey to sumo though. So like you found the US Open, which that's very, very common origin story. You know, that's the tournament that gets the most eyes and brings a lot of cool people into sumo.
Yeah.
You find out that Eric lives nearby. Oh yeah, we were talking about Eric Wynn, by the way.
Oh yeah. I guess I never said that.
Yeah,
I just kind of assumed.
You said majestic hair.
I said majestic long hair. Yeah, right.
And everyone's like, "Oh, you mean Eric?" Yeah. But
Eric,
no, talking about Eric Wynn, who's also a national champion at that weight class.
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, how close did you guys get last year, real quick? But before we move on, were you guys the last two?
Yeah. No, he beat me, and I beat him for the first match of the finals, and then he beat me for the second, which was like crushing to have that hope. And then him just he smoked me on a tachi on the second, which like of course makes sense.
JJ and I were watching that and commentating on it, and then
I mean,
JJ just has a big laugh at the end.
yeah.
If there's one other thing that Eric is known for, other than that beautiful hair, it's his tachi. So
it's him putting two hands and a forehead on people, and then them and like being 6 foot away later. You know.
Yeah. So regardless, though, that's who you saw at the U.S. Open. You find out that he's nearby. You connect with him. Where to go from there?
I think I just reached out and was like, hey man, I make YouTube videos and I want to make a YouTube video. And he was like, okay, cool. And then we just met up, and I brought somebody to record the whole thing, and I think we had the first match and he was like, okay, this guy's kind of strong.
Yeah, he's not starting from zero.
We had another couple matches, and they were so nice to me the whole time. And then it was honestly, I don't remember exactly what happened after that. I just remember being like, kind of like, come back. Is that cool with you guys if I come back? And they were like, yeah, come on back. And it was like I couldn't have the clubs in the US are all so kind and they're all so welcoming. Like I think that's been one of my favorite parts of just, I guess what you could call like the US circuit. Sure. Is that when you show up somewhere, like somebody's going to help you with something, like nobody's like, different team. I don't think so. But the Raijin Sumo Club in particular is so there's no like, I'm going to beat you, so I'm not going to tell you what a good move would be here.
Sure.
Everybody's always so willing to help everybody. And I think it's just it's an environment that's so conducive to getting better that very quickly I was able to pick it up, and it was sick. It was such a fun experience. I guess it still is.
Yeah. Yeah. You still got another level to go here.
I think I stopped having fun maybe like 7 months ago. And then I hate everybody now. Now
it's just a job, whatever.
Yeah, right.
No, that
it's
is
just
so
something
cool.
I have to do.
That's such a crazy coincidence, I suppose. A stroke, you could call it a stroke of luck, but you could also, like, I know that you obviously everybody puts the work in, but like that's like one of the best places to be, especially like your weight class. You got another guy that's like right there at the top.
I have the best sparring partner you could have.
Yeah. How does
100%?
I guess where I'm going with this, how does training work when like are you bringing in other martial arts experiences, or do you guys just kind of do matches and see what happens, or how do you guys like to train?
For the most part, there's throws that are sprinkled in. I think for me, I bring in a fair amount of football into it. That's usually my contribution, is off the tachi and like trying to help people with because I was an offensive lineman, so that's literally what we did.
Sure.
You mentioned the 3-point side contact earlier at nationals. I rewatch everything, by the way. I rewatch everything. I've gone back and rewatched live chats. So if you talk trash, I know.
Mm-hmm. No, I stand by everything I said. No, anyways, though.
So oh gosh, what was I started talking about? What was I talking about?
Like talking about training, like how it goes with you guys, like with so many high level guys in one spot too. That's so cool.
Yeah, I did get super lucky, 100%. And I think everybody has like different things that they do well too. So whenever it's kind of like everybody's coaching everybody. I would say Jared and Eric definitely contribute to the technical advancement of the group the most. And then, but for the most part, like you finish a match with somebody and they beat you a specific way. It's a lot of matches and then conversations off to the side while somebody else has a match.
Yeah, I got you.
Or we'll all watch a match and be like, okay, this was this, and this, and then we kind of brainstorm from there. But there's it's a lot of matches for sure. I'd say we probably go through like 100 to 200 matches a week, maybe.
Wow.
Between the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
Like today Sunday we practiced. I think I put a heart rate monitor on for this one. I think I burned like 1,800 calories. It was just a lot of matches.
In like what, a couple hours or so of just sumo
like
matches?
A little less than 2 hours. Yeah.
Man,
it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's certainly fun, but that's definitely a higher pace than when I try to train. So yeah, I'm kind of curious here. So I started it off with a joke, but it was legit. Mengkin, you did pick Seth for this weight class.
I did, yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Just Mengkin and JJ out of Honu Sumo in San Diego. Well, I guess JJ's in San Diego. Mengkin, you're in Nagano in Japan. Yeah. Regardless, though, those guys, they go check out Maximum Effort Studios, the YouTube channel for sure. Those guys put out a lot of stuff.
Where we absolutely talk
Probably not. I don't know how
talk
much time
about
I'll have to
nothing.
edit.
Yeah, we talk about nothing. JJ puts in some effort. I put in no effort at all.
There you go. It's
What's the name of the channel again?
It's maximum effort studios, but the podcast is a minimum effort podcast.
of course, of course. It's
I
Maximum
see, I see.
JJ's Effort podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Maximum
He
effort
puts in all the
sometimes
effort in
podcast.
editing and everything. Yeah.
But no, so where I was going with that though, you guys talked about it. You guys made predictions for every single weight class and who you thought was going to win. Curious what made you pick Seth this year? And
Well,
keep in
last
mind he
year-
says he rewatches everything. So he knows what you said.
I rewatch my commentary too. Like, oh man, what am I talking about? Well, last year, 2023, Seth got second place, losing to Eric, right? After that first win against Eric in the finals, so to eliminate Eric once,
Mhm.
JJ and I were talking on the stream and like, oh man, it'll be funny if just I was like, I think Eric is going to just like completely run through Seth, right? And JJ's like, oh, and then immediately he does it, and then JJ's just like laughing for like the next 30 seconds.
What was the idea? Just like, oh, he's not going to play around this time. He's going to take it 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what JJ said, right? I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
agree. Anyway, so that was second place for Seth, and then I watched the is that Mr. Olympia in Orlando?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You also got second place because I also
Yeah.
watched your video, so I was like, it's about time he's got to get first in something, got to get gold in
think so,
something,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then Eric was in heavyweight, so I was like, okay, if Eric
Yeah.
is gone with what I see on light heavy right now, I think Seth's got it because Danny's there. There's a bunch of great guys there, really, really strong guys, world team guys. But it's like I've seen Sensei Seth train a lot in sumo because I also watch Edobor's Road to Nationals videos too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was
The dude
catching up on
grinds,
those.
man.
Those are intense. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, it's about time. It's about time.
Let's go. Also, you can just call me Seth, man, please.
No, I'm gonna call you
Sensei. Okay.
Mr.
Cool.
Mr. Sensei Seth.
Mr. Sensei Seth. All
Sir.
right, fine. I'll take it.
But yeah,
no, so
that was the reasoning behind it.
I actually won another gold before that, and
Oh yeah,
I was
Nashville.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Sakura Cup.
let me
Yeah.
put this in my back pocket, and I'm not. It was like I wanted to not make a video about it and see what happened because I was almost kind of convinced that if I made videos about it, I would just come in second.
Oh,
So I was
yeah.
like, to the point that there's a kid at Nashville who was just flaming me the whole time and was like, "So are you going to come in second for this one?" And then he just like kept going and like the whole time and like behind me, I'd hear him. He'd be like, you come in second place a lot. Is it just like a? Do you do it on purpose? And then at one point he came up to me and was like, "If you come in first, are you gonna post it?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know." And then I did, and I was like, "Well, all right, we'll see."
Yeah. Was that Ben? That sounds like Ben.
No, it wasn't Ben. Although that wouldn't surprise me if Ben was doing that, was chirping at me a little bit. No,
Kai,
I wanna
maybe?
say- yes, it was Kai.
Kai. Okay, yeah.
It's Kai. Kai's a little firecracker.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I am excited for his future in Grand Rapids for sure.
Oh, 100%.
So, but yeah, why don't we talk our way through the results of the other divisions as well?
Let's do
And
it.
Seth is the perfect guest because your teammates are going to come up a lot.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, they are, baby.
You guys had a killer year. So yeah, obviously spoilers ahead. We've already covered a few of them, but
Yeah,
why don't we start? I don't remember the exact order that everything happened, but why don't we start with the youth divisions because I know unfortunately the live stream didn't catch all of the youth stuff at the beginning of the day. We were still dealing with a couple internet kinks at
Yeah.
that point. But junior men's lightweight, we did not have returning national champ Ben Schutko. So that left it
Yeah.
wide open. I actually didn't know any of these guys in the youth division. I think they were all local. Mengkin, do you know? Let's see. The junior men's lightweight champion was Jaheim Galeana. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sure?
Jahan,
Okay.
No.
I mean,
Jaheim.
I know you stick around with the Honu club, even though you're remote, but I don't know why
Yeah,
I think you would know the kids better than I would that you've never met.
Yeah, exactly.
He's real dialed in.
Yeah,
watch
Everything
everything,
sumo, he
yeah.
knows.
Oh God, why did I invite this guy on the show? Anyways, no, but men's lightweight, the biggest the biggest storyline for me at least is that we had like 4 kids in there. That's
Never
awesome.
happens. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the only division with more than like 2 kids in it last year was youth men's heavyweight. So yeah,
Those little suckers were running around everywhere, man. There was a lot of kids at this event. I thought it was sick. I thought it was so cool. Actually, I think I met one of these kids. I think I met the one that came in silver for lightweight.
Gavin.
silver for
I think it was
lightweight. I have Gavin.
Ethan Swap's boy.
Ethan swaps. Oh, for
Oh, that
I'm
could
not
be.
sure what
I don't
is
know
that
his last
middleweight?
name. Yeah, it could be Gavin.
or Ethan. Ethan's third. Gavin's second. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But anyway,
the youth
those-
results are not as so there's 2 different forms of youth sumo. We have like the 13 to 17, and that's what we're talking about right now.
I see.
I'm trying to bring that up as well here, but we did also have a bunch of kids matches, like kids
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
And those aren't going to be public, just privacy's sake. But
Of course.
there were a bunch of them, and they were all just wild. Those kids
They're
were
so
everywhere.
good. They were so good. If I had any nerves, which I did, I had a lot of nerves going into the day. But if I had any, they were smashed by those little boogers flying around and
Mhm.
tossing each other. It was great.
Just like the beginning of any sumo event, honestly, probably any event of any sort ever. There's a lot of chaos at the beginning as we were trying to make sure everything got started properly. So I
Yeah.
didn't get to see as much of the kids as I wanted, and I feel bad for that. But we did actually. Sorry, we had 5 youth men's lightweights show up this year. Youth men's middleweights. Let me see. Is that these guys? Yep. Here we go. We had 4 kids show up, and the winner was Malik out of Honu Sumo. Malik is moving up a weight class. And yeah, he's been wrestling adults for like more than a year and still doing well. He is a hard hitter. I think the only like lower weight class youth male that I didn't see was Gio out of OC Sumo. He's another killer. He's gonna be an issue for lightweight men in a couple of years here.
Agreed. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
In the women's youth divisions, we had 3 wrestlers show up. We had Miley and Melody show up in women's lightweight. Those small enough division there. Those 2 just went 2 out of 3, and Miley came out on top. And we had 1 junior women's middleweight. That's Zeba. So that means that we will have 2 women's youth competitors qualifying for Worlds this year. That is double last year. So that's a big plus.
Sweet.
And youth men's heavyweight was a real show. I think by this point we had our stream online, so I was able to catch most of it, so I can speak a little bit more intelligently to that one. What did you guys think? Did you guys get to catch that action too? I mean, I know Mengkin did. We were talking about it, but Seth, you see those?
I saw some of it. Yeah. Yes, this is Gabe and Josh.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, no, these matches were intense. It was good sumo. Like as they were going, I was like, I'm kind of glad I'm not 17 years old right now.
There was I mean, if you didn't tell me, I would not have known. I would have just thought, oh, I guess heavyweight is starting. These kids didn't look like 13-year-olds,
Yeah, I think they could have gone to heavyweight and done pretty well and walked away from the day like, yeah, I did a good job.
Yep. Yeah, Josh Singleton was one of the stories coming in. He was coming out of Gorilla Sumo Bay in Florida, one of Mark Jones's students, and yeah, he looked unstoppable until he met Antioch's Gabe Tolentino, who is coming along at a just light speed. I think the first time I saw him wrestle was just like this year. I think it was the high school event in Nashville, and then he showed up to the Sakura Cup and did very well there as well.
I remember seeing him then and was like,
Yeah, and you'd
kid's
think he's
good.
just another heavyweight, right? Like he's not
Yeah.
not a kid. He's not like a beginner or anything.
Yeah, that was actually my literal thought.
Mhm.
Is as we were going and the day got started, and I was like, that's not a child.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. But yeah,
My second thought was, I hope he's not in men's open.
yeah, there you go. Fortunately for Seth, at nationals you can't have kids compete with the adults, so you get one bye there. But yeah, watch out next time. So then, starting at the bottom of the weight classes, let's talk about men's and women's lightweight. Women's lightweight, we had, let's see, I think we had 5. They're labeled by kilograms as opposed to weight class on Smooth Comp. So I'm really I got to rack my brain here to do the
Yeah,
Under
try and memorize
65.
it. But yeah, 65. There we go. So yeah, we had the winner in women's lightweight was Madison, moving down a weight class since last year, and got her second national title and second world's qualifier. She is part of that history-making women's team that won the first team world championship medal last year.
Yeah.
She, Christina, Etan, and Kellyanne. Yeah, we'll talk. All 3 of those other ladies are coming up too. But yeah, lightweight was all Madison. She did not drop a match. Seth, you do have a teammate in women's lightweight. Tell us about Imari, because this is the first time I've seen her.
Imari scraps, man. She is a tough cookie who regularly will make your head snap back. And I was fully expecting her to do well. And she did. She did better than I thought, and I was expecting her to do well. She hit a nasty arm drag in there too. Like her matches were fun to watch. And honestly, I thought everybody in this division looked really good. Madison is such a stud, and she's so good. And just watching her wrestle, you're like, yeah, this is, she's gonna be tough for anybody. But Imari, I feel like Imari was kind of showing off a little bit. She did great. She did really good. And she only wrestles. Every now and then she'll get to wrestle with another girl her size named Hope. But for the most part, Imari just wrestles us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she's used to. She goes as hard as she wants to.
Right.
So she gets lots of reps of like full go matches, and sometimes that doesn't translate in the actual matches itself. Like the way that you practice sometimes is as hard as you practice, sometimes it doesn't translate to those matches in the tournaments. Hers did. I was super impressed. I was super happy for her too.
I like I mentioned, Raijin Sumo is going to be a theme here. I think one of the things that Imari and all of you guys do really well is it's something that was hard for me to realize until I started dabbling a little bit, even as just a very, very casual wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting go and going all out is way easier said than done. And that's a theme among the Raijin guys, that when they want to, it's go time. It's all out 100%. Yeah. That's why Eric can blast people into orbit the way that he does. And I imagine that, having so many high level guys to run into like that probably helps sharpen Imari's skills quite a bit.
Yeah, 100%. And she's at like most of the practices too. She put in the work for this one. She did a great job.
That's awesome. All right, men's lightweight. We had a total of 13 competitors. So pretty heavy division here. A couple returning medalists. We had Gabe Unick out of Grand Rapids, has been around the scene a while, gotten a couple medals. I think did you get like silver or bronze last year, maybe?
Bronze.
I think he got silver. I think the guy out of New York, that's the surprise bronze medalist. Zach, thank you. And then it was But the big stories coming in here, definitely Edebo's debut on the US national scene.
Yeah.
What legal official debut?
Well, it's perfectly it's perfectly like okay for anybody to compete at like club tournaments, but you have to be an American citizen to wrestle at nationals.
Right.
And Edo, I don't want to like, share more than he wants to know, but like, yeah, he wasn't an American citizen until just this last year.
Which is
And
unfortunate because
this would not be his first national title, I would presume, if he was a citizen already.
No, I think it was last year at nationals. If the camera wasn't fixed to where it was, there was a secondary mat where people were practicing and warming up. And if you could have just turned, you would have seen Edo just probably have like 75 matches.
Yeah.
He might have gone 75 or 75.
Okay. I was just wondering why wasn't he in his Malachi the whole time?
He was in it longer than any of us were.
Oh yeah.
Like I remembered as we left, he was like, "You think there's anybody else? You think anybody else wants to go?" And I was like, "Dude, we got to leave, man." And he was like, "Okay, fine." And I get why he would feel that way. Like it would drive me nuts if I wasn't able to compete right then. And so he's been quite literally counting down the days for that tournament, and he showed it too, man. He did great.
Yeah. And it wasn't like it was a coronation either. Like he was definitely the favorite, but he had to earn it for sure. I mean, sorry, go ahead, Seth.
No, quite a few of these guys I've seen wrestle a bunch before. Who was there's one of these guys that I saw at Soccer Cup, and I was super impressed with.
Probably Gabe.
Gabe.
Oh, Gabe's always been awesome, but there was somebody else. Was it Matt? I don't know if it was Matt.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably, I know. So some of the other guys. There was Matt Hudlow out of
West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. Dustin Miller out of Honu. We had Matt Salzer. Oscar Dolan was another one that I had my eye on. He's been the guy doing like if you see a younger guy with a beard refereeing at the World Championship sumo events.
Yeah, it's Oscar.
That's Oscar, yeah. And
Oscar bulked up a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oscar got big. That was the first thing I noticed.
He showed up absolutely ripped to shreds and was in the zone all day long.
100%.
Yeah. So I guess I wasn't shocked that it came down to Edo, Oscar, and Gabe. And and they finished in that order. Edo going undefeated in the weight class. So excellent showing from everybody there. But yeah, those three guys in particular were in the zone, ready to go.
I was going to change my predictions, and then JJ told me I couldn't after I'd done it because Gabe signed up like last minute, right? So
he was super last minute.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, if Gabe had signed up, I would have been like Edibor Gabe, Oscar, but Gabe came in third. But
guys,
I wasn't able to change my predictions because JJ said no, you got to stick with them. So.
Guy makes a wrong prediction. Now he's backtracking. That's not how predictions. You can't go back after it's done and be like, actually.
So let's talk middleweight real quick here. Women's middleweight. We had 3 competitors. There were going to be 4, but one had to pull out at the last second. But we had Ashley Smallwood, independent local wrestler, and Caitlin Jones out of Dallas, and Jessica Hopper out of Mighty Eagle Sumo in San Antonio.
The better half of the Edobor and Caitlin.
The
couple.
power couple, yeah.
This one went on Matt too, and I was following Amari around, so I don't think I saw any of these matches, unfortunately. But I've wrestled with Caitlin, and Caitlin is another person who will like stick you in the neck, and she'll make your head pop back. And so I figured she was going to do pretty well in this one. I had faith in her here. Yeah, she's strong.
Yeah, she and her sister didn't come this year, but yeah, there's also Natalie Jones, and those two out of Texas are they're definitely they definitely have the power for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, then Jessica Hopper, black belt in sumo out of San Antonio. She moved up. She normally wrestles at lightweight. And then Ashley, who's I don't know Ashley's full story. I know she was also at the SoCal Open, and she did very well there in the spring. But
she trains at Honu.
Yeah,
she trains at Honu. Yeah,
she's listed as a dojo, but I think it's probably martial arts dojo as opposed to like a different sumo club.
I think she does MMA, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She kind of like Madison, you can kind of see in her style that there's definitely a lot more classic wrestling and other martial arts involved there.
Yeah, I mean, sickest dojo name maybe ever in Setting Sun Dojo.
That is pretty badass.
Pretty baller.
So that one ended up with Ashley taking first, then Caitlin, and then Jessica. Men's middleweight. Here's one. Mengkin, real quick, who did you pick on this one? I'm just curious. I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
For first place, I picked the complete loser of a man, JJ Jones.
Oh, what a dumb pick. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
If you're not taking first place, you're last place, man. Come on.
And unless you're these other guys who did really well. But JJ, no.
You got to hold your buddies to high standards, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Second place, I had Michael Misham. Michael Misham?
It's real early in Japan.
Michael Wisham. And then third, I had Justin Kizzard. And then literally what happened was 2 places pushed down. So JJ came in third, Michael came in fourth, and then Justin came in fifth.
2 guys not quite on your radar for medals ended up jumping the line.
Exactly. I didn't know Josh Crook also signed up last minute too.
Yeah, Josh, I'm not sure. I don't think he's won like a title, like a first place title, but he's
never won. But he's got medals. He has silver and bronze medals.
I think lightweight and middleweight. He's been around for a little while. He's one of the guys that trains out of what used to be Yamamoto Sumo.
Gotcha.
So trains with guys like Joe Ponsetto, Kellyanne, Danny.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a force. And I was kind of with Mengkin here coming in. I probably would have picked those same 3 guys for the podium, but as we talked about on the stream, we did not see Jared coming. He's I know I've seen him around at Raijin practice and such, but yeah, he doesn't compete much. What's Jared's story here, Seth? How did you guys expect to do?
I expected Jared to do super well. I think, gosh, I don't know when it was, but I know Jared and Eric were the first 2 guys. I think it might have been Jared, Eric, and Nick, but out of Rajan. And it was, so Jared's one of those guys who will help us out a pretty large amount. He'll run practices and he doesn't compete as much, which is a totally fair reason to not know how somebody's going to do. But he's been training hard for this one. Does a lot of judo. His throws have been great lately. If he gets your leg entangled with his, it's like a vine, and then all of a sudden you're like,
sure.
You never really feel like you're safe with him. And he has been super strong in his sabaris recently, and I think it made a big difference for this tournament. I think the only other tournament he's done was maybe the US Open last year, or not the most recent one, the one before that,
2023. Okay,
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I don't remember how he did, but I remembered he was like, that was a cool experience, and I don't know how he felt about his performance. But yeah, no, he's been grinding for this one, and he came out, and once again, like to work that hard is one thing, but to work that hard and then compete at that level is another. And he kind of just turned into a different person for a bit, which is cool. It was fun to see, because I'd go up and talk to him, and I'd be talking, and he's like such a nice, smiley guy. He hugs everybody he sees, and then he did, we only hugged after he won.
Yeah. when he's got the flow going, he's just different guy.
He was in his zone 100%. Awesome. Yeah. And but Joshua Crook, I've never seen Joshua Crook wrestle. I've been to 4 events, to be fair. But Joshua Crook is tricky.
Yeah.
The first time he and Jared wrestled, I was like, I thought Jared had it, and then very quickly Joshua pulled something out, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be
that's what he does. I had my first nationals in 2021. I think Jake was there to watch me completely suck. I should have done much better than I did, but he got me. He's just so tall and long.
Yeah,
he just gets in there, and then you don't know what to do, because all he has to do is use leverage, like pick you up, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. His sumo was like so technical and at the same time looked super smooth. So as the bracket was growing, I think it was by like the second round, I was like, oh, we should keep an eye on Joshua.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
because he took out Justin Kizzard in his second match, it looks like. So yeah,
yeah,
that's a big feather in the cap. That's definitely something that he needed to watch out for, or that you guys needed to watch
100%.
out for after seeing that.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's a very good wrestler, 100%. Which is like I think this between this and heavyweight might be like the most stacked division. It's hard to say which one, but this division is kind of a nightmare to be a part of.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's even missing I mean, I don't want to say that as if it diminishes anything, but like
Right.
it's a sumo event and we're all hobbyists. So like there's never going to be an event where everyone can afford to take the time off and afford the travel, right? So like this division, especially in hindsight, seeing how good Jared and Josh are these days, looks incredibly stacked, but coming in, it was missing Karinga out of Florida is like the last 2 years champion. Jordan Karst, another wrestler turned sumotori. Yeah. But yeah, in hindsight, after seeing how good everybody did on that day, like, damn, yeah, absolutely with you there.
100%. And it was real technical sumo on a lot of really good grappling exchanges. Like a fair amount of throws. I didn't get to see all the matches, but the matches that I did see were mostly towards the end. But yeah, I'm super good sumo across the board here. It was very fun to watch live.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just to reiterate, Jared Falk out of Raijin took first, Josh Crook out of California second, and JJ Jones out of Honu disappointed everyone and got third place.
You talked to him. He had judo brain going on. That's what he keeps telling me. He has judo brain. He didn't have sumo brain. Yeah, that's why he kept trying to go for throws. He doesn't usually do that in sumo. He stays in front of you and just.
Couple other quick shout outs in this weight class. Mike Wisham, he was probably my pre-nationals pick as well, and ending up in fourth just definitely shows you how strong this field was. And also Nathan Beecraft making it to let's see, what final place would that end up being? Fifth, tied for fifth. Also helping us run the show. So props to him for sure.
Dang, that's pretty sick.
JJ, no excuses, but yes, he was also running the entire event as a whole.
Yeah, not an excuse.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, no excuses.
I had my camera moving around, and that was hard. Like every now and then, I would just like turn my tripod the other way, and that was difficult. So I couldn't imagine running the whole dang thing.
Yeah. And after the first hour of like getting the stream set up, all I did was just switch which camera was on and talk.
Yeah.
And yet even that was like borderline enough to do. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of the throws, though, I think that's been one of the things that I've really I underestimated early on, because I've got a fair amount of takedown experience. Takedowns in sumo are difficult to make look good.
Yeah,
it's hard, and they're dangerous too. And I think that's what looks so good about them when they do happen. Because pushing somebody out, I think, is very hard, but throwing somebody, especially with the grips that we have, it's when I see people do it well, it's really cool. And that's what I think, like the final 5 or 6 guys did really well here, was just
absolutely
consistently get good throws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The lot of variety in that. I mean, there was variety in a lot of weight classes, but yeah, middleweight, I absolutely agree. There was a lot of like squirrely, cool, interesting stuff going on.
Yeah.
So let's move up to light heavyweight. The women's light heavyweight. We had 3 competitors, all out of Honu Sumo. We had Cassandra, Leah, and Paulina. Mengkin, have you trained with any of these, or are all 3 of these ladies new since you've been out of there?
Leah has been around on and off. Cassandra is new. Paulina is also, I don't think she comes very often, but she's also quite new.
Sure. Yeah, I only ask because I don't know any of these 3 personally very well. So
Leah's Malik's mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. Cool.
It looks like Leah in her, and I'm looking at a very, very small profile picture. It looks like she has a black belt on in her
I
little
believe
profile.
she is. Yeah, I believe she's a black belt in jujutsu.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Oof.
I believe. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not judo. I
Um,
don't think it's judo. I'm not sure.
Regardless, at nationals, when you have a division of 3, it is a double round, or I think it is a. Looks like they only did a single round robin, but I thought you did
I think they did double. I think the results, the
smooth comp only record
shows,
1 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because I remember Paulina. I think she went undefeated, like all 4. She won all 4 of her matches. Looked like a monster here. Absolutely tossing people
Division
left and
1
right.
wrestler, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So yeah, yeah, no kidding. That'll do. But yeah, qualifying for Worlds in your first time on the big stage like that, very cool.
Yeah.
But let's move on to men's light heavyweight, because that quite a bit more to talk about there, just because there are more people and I know more of them, and one of them's here. So
Yeah, me. Yeah.
I'll let y'all take over with this one.
Yeah.
Nothing to say here
sorry.
for Seth.
I was going to show
I'll let
up.
you know if anything's incorrect. You know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was going to show up and take the whole show, but
Yeah.
I actually don't mind because I love listening to this stuff, especially when it's about the people that I go against, and I'm like, so honestly, like
You're just gonna just be a student for a minute.
yeah, I'll
I get
I'll
that.
just take a listen, and then if you guys have any questions on like how anything went, I'll let you know.
You know what? Yeah, let's roll with it. This,
Go ahead.
This was one of my picks for most stacked divisions coming into the day, and that opinion did not change as the day went on. Yeah, Seth, Danny, Corny, Jared were kind of my 4 picks just because I know them. I also had TJ out of Ohio as kind of a dark horse. He's he's learning a lot about sumo. I think he's only a year or 2 into it here, but he's definitely so he definitely surprises a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
We also had Patrick Chavis, who's been a national medalist before. We had Jordan Sykes moving 100 pounds down from 1 year ago to compete in adult men's light heavy after being a heavyweight youth. Yeah, just I literally did not recognize him when I saw him and I saw him the first time that weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had another one that kind of surprised me. Kendall Perry was kind of a dark horse making his way through. First time I'd seen him, but out of New York Sumo Club, he did excellent.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry,
I'm not. You guys go.
Yeah, keep it down, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Hey.
There were like I said, for every division, there's 1 or 2 names that, if in a perfect world, I would also have had, like maybe Jared Tadlock here. I know that he's been a big name in this one, and Eric. If Eric felt like he was in shape, ready to compete 100%, this is his normal weight class.
Yeah.
So yeah, Seth, did you know that he was out of your division, or was that like kind of last minute, or when did you know about that?
So when I did find out, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but Eric was like, "Yeah, I'll go," and I was like, "Oh, sick, awesome!" And he was like, "I'm gonna go at heavyweight."
Oh, thank God!
And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go at heavyweight." And I was like, "Why would you do that? We weigh the same right now." And yeah, no. So he's been killing it at work recently, and he's been doing a really good job coaching us. And I say us, me particularly. He has helped me so much. I feel like my game has gotten so much better from him just like dropping little bits of Ericisms, which sometimes make sense and sometimes don't. But you weed through them and you're like, oh yeah, that one I get. Like he'll say metaphors.
No, I get that.
Like,
I get that.
but yeah, I mean, honestly, like I hoped he would have gone in my division, but at the same time, we wanted bodies at Worlds, like from Raijin Sumo Club. So at the same time, I was in on it. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and we'll get to that because he did not disappoint in heavyweight. But yeah, so this division, it came down to a lot of the I mentioned that Kendall was kind of a dark horse, but at least to me, this one did kind of shake out to like the top 3 or 4 that I was kind of expecting here. We have Corny and Danny, 2 of like, I don't know. I guess I would call them like Hall of Famer American amateur sumo competitors.
100%.
And yeah, I did check out your video, your nationals video. Go check that out on Sensei Seth's channel. He breaks down every match in this division more thoroughly than we could in an audio only format here, by all means. But
Fair, yeah. I tried to get as many of them in as I could.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, you were able to stitch together enough different angles that it was awesome. But which to finish off here, which was your favorite individual match? Which one are you going to remember going forward, you think?
Jared and Korn had a really good match. I want to say that was maybe like the second to last or the third to last match, maybe, where Jared almost hit a nasty throw, or maybe Korn did. I can't remember exactly how it went, but it could have gone either way. That was a really good match. Probably the one where I won the whole thing. Let's see here. Who else? TJ was super interesting to watch.
No, did you face TJ? Somebody faced TJ because he kept doing his like all the way back thing. Like he would start way back, and then somebody else did that to him too. Maybe that was open weight.
That was Ed Obor in open weight.
Oh, it was okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw him do that and was like, that's interesting. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that when it comes up, and it didn't, luckily. But yeah, no. As far as like the top 3 or 4 guys, it was definitely who was on my mind the whole time leading up to nationals, because Danny's beat me plenty of times. Korn's beat me plenty of times. And then also like Jordan coming up. I knew Jordan was going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. When I walked into weigh-ins, I saw Kendall and was like, this guy looks like me, but a little bit bigger. And so I walked up to him and was like, hey man, what'd you weigh in at? And try to like feel his vibe a little bit. Kendall's very nice. Yeah. Jared is, I've heard plenty of things about how strong Jared is. So this is a little nerve-wracking for sure. This whole thing was.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know how Danny and Jared are the same weight class like as the rest of everybody in light heavy. They're enormous.
No, they're really big humans. Yeah, they're really big. And I always like get so anxious about the weight cut in general that I'll come in like 6 pounds light.
Yeah, I saw that.
I weighed 252 before I left the house to go to nationals, and was like, okay, I'm probably not going to drink. I'm going to try not to drink that much water before I weigh in. And I'll try to hold off on a meal. And then 247. And it's like, okay, well, that was absolutely pointless.
I'm more miserable than I needed to be, right?
Olympia was the worst because I don't remember exactly what happened, but I didn't drink any water the day before because I was maybe right on weight. Didn't drink any water the day before. I had the worst headache, and it was also at Olympia, which I liked the event, but because it was a fitness event where they had all these like music blasting all the time, there was lights everywhere. I had the worst headache.
Oh,
I was like, okay, this sucks. I'm not going to do this again. So I came in too light for this one. But yeah, no, I didn't really appreciate how much, how important it is to not lose a match is until this tournament. Because I mean, I think I pretty consistently lost the second match throughout my different events that I've gone to.
Okay.
So I've always had to work up from the bottom bracket. I was like, oh, and then I did it this time, right? And I was like, this is great. I'm gonna try to do this every time.
That's the secret. You just don't lose matches, and then it's
lose. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
no, but Seth, I'm just so impressed on how low you get on the tachi. I just don't. I don't understand how. Like, I struggle to get that low, and you're much taller than I am, bigger than I am, and you just like
years and years of kicking high, and then getting that flexibility in the legs make it a little bit easier. Honestly, watching it back, I didn't love my tachi for this tournament. I would love to have a little more push off the bat. I nullified a lot, but I want to have a little bit more explosiveness before.
You
And
gotta
maybe I'll
run from
hanka
that, yeah.
more at Worlds. Who knows? We'll see if
Oh,
anybody's
no.
watching this from Worlds. I might
Piss off a
just
bunch of people.
who cares?
Save it for the gold medal match and just deflate
Oh,
everybody
no.
right at the end. Yeah.
100%. I've thought about a lot of different tactics mentally to do, and
Mhm.
ultimately you get in there, and for me at least, you kind of feel what you're gonna do. Like I'll think like, oh, maybe I'll hanka this person. Maybe I'll like take a specific step. I've got a couple different tachi eyes that I like to use, but for the most part, I get in there and I see how they feel and how low they are, and how like shaky they are, and how hard I think they're going to come out, and I'll do a tachi eye based off of that.
Gotcha. Kind
And
of
I've got a couple
last minute decision, even if you've been strategizing a little bit.
100%. And
Gotcha.
I've got, yeah, I watch a lot of film, and I think that just is coming from football. So I feel like I like specific moves against specific people. None of them happened this tournament. It was just kind of like a lot of like, I'm just going to get in there and do sumo wrestling, and then
That
hopefully
happens,
I'm good
like,
at it.
I always try to go. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in with my head this time, and then like as I'm going for the tachi, I bail. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
don't hit me in the
Yeah.
head.
Danny is, I like to lead with my head. Danny is somebody I don't like to lead with my head against. So I'm like, I'm just
Because
going
you
to
just
look
clash.
like I'm going to lead with my head. Yeah, 100%.
I
Yeah,
think
100%.
there's a picture. I'm pretty sure it was you and Danny, but there's a picture out there. I think it was Lady Galindo took a picture, and it's just you and somebody else. I'm pretty sure it's Danny, just at the
Dang,
second
I
of
haven't
head
seen
conk,
this.
and you're both like, ugh.
That sounds right. I haven't seen that one. I got to go look for that one.
I'll
That's
definitely
awesome.
send it over to you afterwards. But
Yes,
yeah,
please.
there's some good ones out there.
What was so cool to me was Danny and Korn going against each other in the last repechage. Repechage? How do you say that? It doesn't matter.
Double elimination is how we pronounce it in US Sumo.
Yeah, exactly. And I was watching, was like, this could easily be the last match. I was hyped for it. I was watching it like, I'm very excited.
Yeah. Those two are some of like the purest sumo guys. You know, everybody has different things that they bring to the game, and those two are like I don't know. To me, both of them just beautiful form, beautiful everything. They do just the right sumo all the time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes against them for sure, which it leads to a nervous couple of months going into it.
Yeah, I believe
100%.
that. In the interest of not being here the entire night, we should probably move on to women's heavyweight. Yes. Kellyanne wrecked everybody. So then we have men's heavyweight. No, it was a fun journey, even if it did end in the expected, most I don't want to say predictable. That feels negative, but like, you know, the expected, or, you know, the prophesied ending. You know, the queen has returned and reclaimed her crown for another year.
Yeah. When I grow up, I want to be like Kellyanne.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
like that's my goal in life.
Yeah. We just talked about like Corny and Danny as like beautiful, perfect sumo. Like when it comes to women's heavyweight sumo, Kellyanne does everything right.
Yeah. And, I didn't get to see many of these matches.
We also had Itan Perez out of Dallas, and Luz Scarza out of Dallas, and making her nationals debut was Mika Grimmer out of Rain City Sumo. Mika does a lot of work with the World of Sumo group. They're mainly on Facebook, but yeah, another big like sumo media kind of gathering.
Cool. Yeah.
Itan and Luz, they practice against each other all the time. And those two go against each other hard. I don't know how they manage it. I guess there was somebody else in here. Christina. I don't know this. How do you say this name?
Christina did well. She ran a tournament. Go on.
Yeah,
she's running a tournament. Yeah.
No, I'm teasing. She heavyweight did not go her way.
Yeah.
It's only JJ that is a.
It's only JJ.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood the joke then. Yes, Christina did an amazing effort.
She had her tournament to run. She competed.
Competing alone is a victory when you're running the tournament. Absolutely. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I'll make sure I keep a note there. But no, this one came out Kellyanne in first, Etan in second, and Luce in third. Etan is getting there. She is really getting there. I think she has only beaten Kellyanne once, but it doesn't. It's certainly not blowouts when she faces Kellyanne these days.
Yeah, because now Ethan has a Tachiai.
Getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, Etan is strong as an ox, but yeah, Kellyanne is just that much more experienced and you know has plans B through Z ready to go. But as always, women's heavyweight, a lot of fun. Kellyanne on top. She was the favorite, but doesn't mean it wasn't super fun start to finish. Now, men's heavyweight was, I think this was the biggest division. I think we had 16 guys in this one. And I think there was one or two no-shows. I don't remember this guy being there. Regardless, biggest division, literally and metaphorically. And I was surprised a couple times throughout this division. There were a couple guys that I expected to go further than they did. But the top echelon, the last guys in it, we had Hayden out of Dallas, Eric out of Raijin, Jay out of Mighty Eagle. We also had Gilberto and Angel, the De La Torre brothers, Zachary Johnson Dunlop. I believe he's one of Sumo Dan's training
Sumo
partners.
Kai, yeah, Sumo Dan's place.
And one of the most immensely large humans I've met in person. But yeah, we before we get to like the finalists there, who surprised you guys, or who impressed you that you hadn't seen before?
Hadn't seen before.
Because
I'd never seen Jay before. I mean, again, I'd never seen Jay before. Jay Thumbs.
Yeah.
Jay,
if you
Jay
didn't know,
had a great showing.
If you didn't see Jay until this tournament, or you weren't aware of him before, now you are.
Yeah.
He's only been doing this for about
a year. Yeah.
I think less.
Less than a year.
Really?
I think last fall was when he debuted, but regardless, he's a tank. And he went on to win gold. He did lose one match to Eric, but I think he was trying to be a little bit cheeky when he got caught and lost.
I don't blame him for hanging there.
Yeah. Pulling a bit of a Henka against Eric. That would certainly be my plan A.
Yeah, I knew if I had two matches there, I'd try and get out of there for one of them.
Yeah.
But no, Jay was super impressive. In a division where it's full of guys who are super impressive. I mean, Eric, I was expecting to do well, which I think is a fair assumption in general. Hayden obviously is always killing it. Again, these are matches for most of these. I only see like the half end of the bracket because my matches kind of happened like in that middle portion. So I didn't see a lot of these early ones. I could just hear the crowd cheering and Eric. I would look over and Eric would be kind of
of course,
flipping the hair. Yeah.
He always knows when he wins, you know, he's ready for it. He's been there before, and he always like has a pose ready to go, right?
Yeah. Which he earns. Like I don't blame him. Like if you wrestle that well, man, do what you want.
I would do exactly the same. But yeah, another one that kind of surprised me was Hinomaru Joseph. Somebody who I don't think anybody really knew where he came from, and he got a couple wins. And definitely got some attention. People were giving him some coaching afterwards, you know, like, hey, you're a new guy. You're clearly, you know what you're doing. Let's talk sumo. And I know he got coached around a little bit.
Do you know where is he in California?
I honestly don't have a clue. I did not get to meet him personally, but yeah, I heard from multiple people that like, you know, they got to meet him and just talk.
JJ was very impressed. JJ said when Joseph came in and weigh in, he was very polite and waited. JJ was like waiting. He's like stood there waiting, and he's like, "Good kid."
That's awesome.
Because JJ was already going crazy. If you saw him do his Y sumos,
yeah,
it was the craziest Y sumos I've ever seen JJ do.
God, I love those. So we also had one more Raijin teammate. Seth, why don't you tell us about Mo?
Yeah, so Mo, we call him Bear. Mo is such a cool guy, and this is his first tournament period, which like your first tournament being nationals in heavyweight. I think Bear would be better suited for light heavy. And
Mm.
I don't know what he weighed in at, but I think next tournament, I think next time we get him down to light heavy. But yeah, I think you just want to come experience and have some fun, get some reps in. And then for his what is his first match? He gets Gilberto. So that's tough.
Oof.
That's
Yeah.
that's going to be a hard time.
Yeah.
And especially when it's your first match ever, like that'll rattle you a little bit. And
Oh, like in any tournament, not just
oh
big one
yeah,
like this.
especially
Okay. Wow.
yeah, and in your first one, yeah, your first
You're hitting
match,
a
first
concrete wall.
tournament,
You just like go up and you're like boom. He's not
100%.
moving at all.
Yeah, he's a guy in practice who is super open to learning absolutely anything he can. He's so receptive too, and he picks stuff up so quick too. I think we get his tachi eye a little tighter. I think he's going to be a problem. I think he'll be a problem in light heavyweight. Hopefully, we can get him down there. I think he probably weighed the same as Eric. I think Eric weighed like 257.
Oh wow. Okay. So he does
Yeah,
not have far to go to get down to
No, and I think Bear at the time was like he wanted to do heavyweight. That was before we knew Eric was doing heavyweight.
Mm.
So he went to heavy and was like, "Yeah, man, you do light heavy, I'll do heavy." And then Eric went to heavy and he was like,
Dang it.
"But no, yeah, Bear's gonna be a stud, 100%. He practices hard. He's there all the time. He had a tough showing on this one, but I think he'll come back."
That's awesome. And yeah, so our finals in heavyweight, it came down to Eric making that I guess if it was anybody else, I'd call it like a Cinderella run, coming in like
Yeah.
basically a weight class down, but it's not. Eric used to be heavyweight anyways. He knew what he was doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He gets all the way down to the finals. He eliminates Gilberto,
Mhm.
probably like the biggest weight difference possible in any single weight class.
Yeah.
And then goes on to face Hayden, beats Hayden, which means
Yep.
that he goes on to the finals against undefeated Jay and has to beat him twice. And here's where I was
Yeah.
talking about in that first match, Jay kind of pulls a cheeky henka, but Eric's aware of it,
Mhm.
catches
Yep.
him before Jay can recover and pushes him out. So they went
Yeah.
down to one final match for all the marbles,
Mhm.
and they both went at it straight on, and it was still close.
It was.
Jay pushed him out, but it was like they were both going, and Jay did step out, but like it was definitely after Eric. Like it's not like it was
Yeah.
controversial, but it was
Yeah.
close.
It was definitely close. Yeah, he had a tough run here too. So Eric, Angel,
Mm.
Angel, Zachary, Hayden, Gilberto, Hayden, and then Jay.
Ugh.
which I would go over to him and he'd just be like, I was like, one more match, man. Just get one more match. He's like, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this is a division I'm glad I'm not a part of, because you like close your eyes and you point at like a person and you're like, oh, I don't want to wrestle that.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so Hayden did take one win off of him, but Eric got his
Yes.
revenge in that. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to, or I'm sorry, there was one other moment I had to highlight from heavyweight.
Yeah.
I looked back through my records, and I'm pretty sure that Jay is Tom Zabel's first national champion gold medalist student.
Is
Oh,
that
that's
why there was a
cool.
lot of
There was
emotions going on?
Yes, there was a big group hug going on for like minutes on end after men's heavyweight, and I was like, obviously that's a huge moment, but like seeing Tom over there, Tom giving hugs, that's a big deal. So Tom Zabel, the Mighty Eagle coach out of San Antonio, was giving hugs, and I'm like, something's up. So, but I'm pretty sure that is his first student to make a national champion, and that is super cool.
That is cool. Good for Jay. Jay seems like a really good dude too.
He is the best. Yes, absolutely. That your read is accurate. So let's talk open weight here real quick. Because there's a handful of repeat stories, but there's also a couple highlights we definitely have to cover. So on first blush, women's open weight doesn't look all that different because we got Kellyanne and Etan on the top. clear 1 and 2 best women's wrestlers in the country right now. So not
And don't
entirely
forget about
surprising.
Christina. Christina was, running a tournament. She would have done better if she wasn't running.
That's a really
tournament.
good point. If on like a neutral playing field here, Christina absolutely could have been in the mix, right?
Exactly. Not the other guy, JJ, but Christina for sure.
Oh no, that other guy, whatever.
I would argue she did the bulk of the work.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. JJ didn't really do all that much. He just kept disappearing to do middleweight matches, and he kept losing them. Oh no, we're going too hard now, aren't we? We're in too deep. Christina ended up 3rd in women's open weight, despite all that. Super cool, super impressive. The other, I think the other best run in open weight was actually Madison coming in 4th as the lightweight. That's like Edebo levels of open weight craziness there. So that super impressive. Definitely looking forward to the top 4 finishers in women's open weight being the exact same as that bronze medal winning team.
Yeah.
So that I didn't even realize that till now. That's pretty poetic.
That is pretty sick. Yeah.
In men's open weight, we ended up, let's see, we had 37 competitors. Very solid, especially for a double elimination. That's quite a few. That is, I'm glad that we had 2 mats, because if we did not have 2 mats, we would not have been out of there until like 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So yeah, almost everybody competed in open weight. And we did come down to a couple, here we go. Yeah, a couple repeats, a couple people you might have expected to get real deep into the bracket. Before we get there, I have got to call out John Salzer, who, oh my God, had the tournament of his life. Let's see, where did his first match go? Because I think he lost his first match and then just decided he was done losing for a while. Let's see. Corny. He drew Cornelius in the first round. That is
tough. Yeah.
For a middleweight going against somebody not just a weight class higher, but like one of the best ever at weight class higher. And then here, listen to how his lower bracket goes. He beats heavyweight Hinomaru Joseph, who we had just talked about, surprising. Then he beat Gilberto Della Torre. That is the upset of the entire day in my mind. That was incredible. And it was not like Gil didn't screw up or anything. John was just on fire.
I've rewatched that clip a fair amount, and it's like, it was a nasty move. He almost hit like a Russian, what would you call that? When you get a 2-on-1 and you snap the arm down and around, but he did it with his belt. Like, he pulled him in and down and then around.
It was just great timing. It was a perfect.
Yeah,
I think Gil
100%.
moved an inch and then he was like,
yeah,
it was very much one of those pro sumo moves where, like, I don't really understand it, but one of the guys went flying.
Yeah. You got to rewatch
cool.
the replay a couple times. Yeah.
Yep. And then he also beat Bear in his very next match. He gets Mo out of Raijin, beats him, and gets so deep into the bracket that now he's facing Hayden in the losers bracket, which is just saying that tells you how deep into it he got. That's such a cool run. One of the 100%. Most fun. The crowd absolutely lost it for every one of those upsets.
As
that
they should have.
Much fun.
100%.
But Hayden was not screwing around by this point. Let's see. I can't remember.
He took that match real serious.
Yes. Who did he lose to in the upper bracket? Because once Hayden lost in the upper bracket, he was just, like I said, done messing around. He was just going all out. Oh man, I can't find it. Where is it?
I'm not seeing it either.
Hayden, there we go. He lost super early. That's what it was.
Was it Angel?
This is the kind of preparation that you come to Grand Sumo Breakdown for, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, this is like 5 windows of scrolling. He lost to Eric. Those two both in their very first match. Eric took out Hayden, and Hayden was just just guns blazing the rest of the day. Took out his own coach Corey. Then he took out Nathan out of Honu, Dustin out of Honu, John Salzer, and then gets Cornelius in. I guess this would probably be like quarterfinals of the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Takes out Cornelius, takes out Jordan Sykes, takes out Danny, and then he
I don't know
runs
what happened
into
the next one. I think he died a bye on the
we
next
don't
one.
we don't have to cover that. I don't know.
We
He
don't
ran
have
into some
information on that one.
Seth guy out of Raijin.
I tried to hanka him. He moves so well for a big guy.
Mm.
I did hanka him, to be honest. He didn't touch me, and then it's like I hankered him and it was like, oh yeah, here we go. And then he was still looking at me. I was like, this is
Yeah.
not how this is supposed to go. Yeah, he's so good. He moves so well too.
Yeah, he's quick and he's getting so good at efficiency, I think might be a way to say it. Like he's quick,
Yeah.
but he's not overdoing it and he's not overextending really all that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Hayden took out Seth, went on to the bronze medal match against Eric. So I do kind of want to go back and see. I think Eric made it all the way to like the upper bracket finals here.
Yeah, I think he's
Eric versus Angel was like the upper bracket finals. And Angel De La Torre took out Eric, and then Eric went down to face Hayden. Hayden came out on top to take him back to the gold medal match. Angel versus Hayden. And that like you said for light heavy, like these are two guys where you're like, oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That's the final match of open weight. Of course it is.
Yeah.
They both absolutely killed it. Angel though was also having the tournament of his life. After heavyweight didn't go as well as he wanted, open weight is exactly where he needed to be. And yeah, he just crushed it all the way through.
He
there.
just comes in with an arm blast and he gets under and then you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's he and Gil have like a variation of that same Tachiai where it's like they've got enough mass on the front that they just hit you with their entire torso somehow. And it just knocks you straight up. Incredible
100%.
Incredible sumo from those guys. But
yeah,
that's our finale. That was the last division of the day. I'm sure we'll have more coming on nationals, but just wanted to make sure we got through all the divisions. Again, incredible job by Raijin Sumo taking home way too many medals. Every division that they had a competitor, they took home a medal. So that tells you a lot. So Seth,
that's true, huh?
Seth, you think you might stick with this sumo stuff?
Yeah, man. I don't know. After I win Worlds, I might take a little bit of time off.
Find the next demon to conquer. You know?
Yeah, that's right. No, I honestly, I think I think what I'll do is I'll stick with this, and eventually, hopefully, it'll be in the Olympics, and then I'll be able to say I'm an Olympic athlete. Is the goal?
Sure.
I don't know if there's like. If we even wanted to be in the Olympics, I don't really know how any of this works. I just show up and I wrestle. But
let me just say, there's some history there.
yeah, okay. That's why I said it. It's because there's so much history that I'm always like, wow, should I have an opinion on this? Yeah. But yeah, no, I like to show up and wrestle, and again, I think the community's so cool. So like, it's not like other martial arts where you'll show up and you have to fight people that you don't like, and you're like, oh, it's a little more stressful. And then if it doesn't work out, then that kind of sucks. And no, I any of these guys I would happily a week later happily lose to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would feel happy about it a week later. But yeah, no, I think I'll stick with it.
It's super. I absolutely agree. There's little pockets of drama, just like there are anytime people get together, but like 99% of everything is like all positivity.
Everybody I've ever
each other
wrestled
up after
with.
throwing them.
100%. Anybody I've ever wrestled with, I've thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get a more in-depth and full match video and everything breakdown of Raijin Sumo's performance, go check out Sensei Seth's. What's the actual title of your channel?
It's just Sensei Seth, I think.
Got it. Okay.
I'd have to look it up.
I kind of get in the same thing where it's like Grand Sumo Breakdown. Like, Jay, if you search that on whatever, it's not like you're going to find somebody else, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. If you just look up Sensei Seth, actually, there's at one point where you can Google Sensei and then pop up,
Ooh, okay.
which is probably like maybe sacrilege, but
I did. I was looking to try and find something on you earlier, just trying to make sure that I had. I wanted to find something on your Instagram, so I searched Sensei Seth space, and sumo was like the third one. So it's getting there.
let's go.
It's getting there. These are
I'm sure your algorithm's a little skewed, to be honest, but
Yeah, actually,
I'll
I
take
just
it.
searched. Let's see, Tom Hanks. Yep, sumo. Yeah, maybe that's just how it goes for me. That's, Chrome just knows who's searching. Oh well.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, Sensei Seth on YouTube. Appreciate all the eyes that you are bringing to sumo, and hope you continue doing that. Because yeah, like I said, we've already had a couple people where it's like, oh yeah, no, Sensei Seth tried sumo, so I there's a club nearby. I'll try that.
Let's go. Maybe one day I will take all the people that have signed up for sumo through my video, and then we'll form a super club.
There you go. Exactly.
Anybody who knew sumo otherwise, you're kicked out. I don't think so.
That will happen the day that airfare actually decreases in price. So you know, maybe we'll see.
True. Yeah, they're gonna have to figure out travel on their own. Okay, I'm a mid-class YouTuber.
Oh God, what does that make me?
You're talking. You're talking to like a low level. Like there's Grand Sumo Breakdown, and then there's Maximum Effort Studios all the way down here.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like Mengkin and JJ, you guys put out so much more stuff that I don't know why you would put yourself below us there. But
we just put out stuff for the sake of putting it out.
That's what YouTube's all
I watch
about.
most of it, so I don't know, whatever. But
Sure.
if you ever figure out that solution that people can travel from all over the country to join your sumo cult, I'd be all for it.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
So
don't worry about the Kool-Aid.
For everybody who wants to see what's coming up next for all of our national winners, keep an eye out for more news on Worlds. Worlds is going to be in September in Poland. Seth, I do know for a fact as a qualifier, you will be getting some more information coming up very soon.
Sweet.
From the Federation directly. Basically, they'll send you an email that gives you the details on where you got to go, what flights you got to catch, and all that junk. But we'll definitely be doing more coverage of that, so that we'll find out how to watch that live, how to get video of it later, how to talk to everybody. That'll all be coming up. But keep an eye out this fall. Worlds in Poland. Traditional final question for your first time on Grand Sumo Breakdown, Seth. Traditional final question though is, let's say it's the after party after a big sumo event. It's the end of the night, last call.
Mm-hmm.
They say, hey, does anybody else want to do one more karaoke song?
Oh no.
You feel the spotlight on you, and you have to do it. What song comes up?
I can't do tequila. That's I'm not much of a karaoke guy. and to be honest, I probably am, but it's like it's way too deep. It's way too deep. Like
I will tell you that is an acceptable answer. And I also can tell you, you're not the first person to say that one.
Oh, okay, good. Man, first off, I am probably not at the party in the first place. I am probably sleeping by then.
All right, last call. It's 9:30, everybody.
It's 9:30, everybody. Let's see. Man, that's a hard one.
No pressure.
Maybe Mr. Blue Sky. Yeah, that's a little high. I usually go a little higher octave. I'll go Mr. Blue Sky. I've been on a little Guardians of the Galaxy kick. The soundtrack is just unbeatable. Actually, if we're going soundtracks, I might go some little Phil Collins, maybe some off Tarzan, you know?
Okay.
Just depends what kind of mood I'm in.
You be in my heart.
Yeah, there we go. Me and Mengkin will be up there.
Excellent. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. We mentioned Kyle earlier. Kyle, I think his answer was just, I don't care. Pick a Disney song and I'll sing it.
Ooh, okay. Solid choice.
All right. I'll put you down for Mr. Blue Sky or maybe Tarzan. Okay. It's in the official record.
Yeah, I wanted to say that though. I wanted to say Mr. Blue Sky or maybe Tarzan.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. All right, it is officially recorded.
Sweet.
All right, we're gonna call it there. Keep an eye out for more nationals and world stuff from Grand Sumo Breakdown and Maximum Effort Studios and Sensei Seth. Between the 3 different channels, I'm sure we'll have more for you. Yeah, point to wherever you like. I'm not gonna. I don't know how to do that. I don't really care that much. We're on Spotify more than YouTube, but whatever. Thank you so much, Mengkin and Seth, for joining us. It was an awesome nationals, and I am glad to recap it with the 2 of you.
Let's go. Thank you guys for having me.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high.
and keep moving forward.